Hi there, my name's Kat, and I want to thank you so much for joining me today for this gentle chair yoga practice. The props that you'll be needing are a chair. I'm going to be using a paper plate, so if you don't have a paper plate, something similar, you could use a frisbee, a piece of cardboard, a lightweight book, maybe a greeting card, just something that's lightweight and easy to transfer from hand to hand, not too bulky. There's also the option of using a yoga block or a rolled up towel. And we're going to just place it between the thighs. This is optional, you don't need to do this, but if you'd like to have a little more engagement of the thighs, you're using other muscles as well as what we'll be working on. Just to gently hold this in place. We don't want to be squeezing too tight, but enough pressure to hold it. So I'll be using that in a little bit. So let's start by some grounding. Noticing where we are right now. So we're going to ground the feet into the floor, into a mat or your carpet, whatever's beneath you. And we're going to ground the palms of the hands onto your thighs. As we inhale, we're going to stretch the crown of the head a little taller, creating more space. As we exhale, we're going to let everything just kind of soften downwards, releasing the shoulders. We're going to inhale, we're going to expand the rib cage. And when we exhale, we're going to feel the rib cage moving in. So we're not only breathing vertically, we're breathing laterally, horizontally. So really filling the entire lungs. And as we exhale, we're emptying the lungs. We're just slowing everything down, really settling into this space. And I invite you to take a scan of your body. How are you feeling physically, mentally, and emotionally? Physically, are you feeling any areas of discomfort, maybe pain? And if so, as you inhale, bring your breath to that area. And when you exhale, see if you can soften that area a little. Just continue that through a few breath cycles. And now we're going to shift the attention to how you're feeling mentally, emotionally. Are you feeling maybe a little anxious? Are you worried? Is there things in the past that are bothering you? Or things that you're projecting out into the future? And if so, we're going to sweep that away for this class. Just push it off to the sides. We can revisit that again later once you're done. But for now, we're just going to focus on being where we are in your chair, grounded. And we're going to pay attention to what we're doing. So right now we're breathing. Maybe this is the first time that you've really noticed that you're breathing. Our breath is such a powerful tool and we can use it in so many great ways. So let's use it to keep ourselves present and be mindful of what we're doing and what we're feeling in our body as we're moving through this practice. This is going to be a seated practice. We're not going to be standing up today. I will record some more chair yoga classes after this that will incorporate a lot more standing. But we have a compressed time limit here, so for the sake of the practice, I'm going to do the whole thing seated. Alright, so now we're going to open the eyes if you had them closed. We're going to start to bring some movement to the practice. So let's start with a little bit of movement of the neck. So we're going to take a big inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our gaze toward the left. We're going to inhale, coming back to center. And exhale toward the right. Inhale. Inhale back to center. This time as we exhale, we're going to bring the nose upward and just going as far as is comfortable for your neck. Coming back forward, and now we're going to let our chin and nose drip downward. And then back to center. We're going to take left ear toward left shoulder. Just tipping it over. We're going to extend the right hand down toward the mat. And we're going to bring our nose downward. We're bringing the nose up. Again, just as far as is comfort. These are little movements that you should really be feeling. And notice where you're feeling them. We're going to take the right arm. We're going to bring it up and over. And we're going to take the head and bring it back to center. Coming back to center completely. We're going to drip the right ear over to the right shoulder, extending the left palm. Notice where you feel this. Bringing the nose downward, and then up, and then back down. We're taking the left arm and helping the head back to center. Let's extend our arms out to the sides, palms facing downward. As we inhale, we're going to rotate the palms up. And exhale, we're going to rotate them back. So just as far as is comfortable for your shoulders. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, bringing your gaze along with that. And exhale down. Coming back to center. We're going to slide forward in the chair just a little bit. We're going to extend our palms in front of us. So pushing away. And then we're going to inhale and draw the elbows back. So your elbows are coming behind you. So think of doing a push-up. So right down to the floor here. And as we exhale, we're pushing our hands forward. Inhale, we're coming back. So we want to be nice and slow and really feel what we're doing. And we're going to come back one more time. Now we're going to push forward. Now we're going to incorporate a little bit of flexing and extending the spine here. So we're going to do our cat-cows along with this movement. So we're going to inhale, drawing our elbows back, and we're going to lift the heart, lift the chin, kind of untuck the tailbone. Not a big movement there. And as we exhale, we're pushing forward and we're rounding the back toward the back of the chair, tucking chin, tucking tailbone. This is our cat. Inhale to our cow pose. So lifting chin, untucking tailbone, lifting heart. And exhale, we're pushing everything away, exhaling to cat. Inhale to our cow. And exhale, cat. Inhale, we're coming back to center. We're going to start with a paper plate. And we're going to use the block. If you're going to use the block, this is the time to start with it. So you can be seated back in your chair. I'm going to sit more forward in my chair. And there's just a little bit of a modification that you'll do for one of the poses if you're seated further back in the chair. And I'll let you know when we get to that. But depending on how your low back feels, you may feel more comfortable sitting back. I like to have my core engaged just a little bit more, which is why I like to sit forward for this part. Choice is yours though. So taking your paper plate, we're going to lift it overhead. And we're just going to swap it back and forth from hand to hand. And we're incorporating that arm movement, shoulder movement. Just kind of loosening up the joints. We'll do one more on each side. So using a prop like this incorporates a little more mind work as well as the physical movement. We're going to bring the plate in front of us. And then we're going to bring it over to the side, and we're going to incorporate head movement with this. So bringing your gaze along the plate as you bring it back. Notice how this feels in your body. Where are you feeling it? Maybe you're feeling it around the ribs, your core area. Maybe you're feeling the rotation that you're doing here with the spine. We're trying to get all of our different movements of the spine during this practice. We have left and right rotation, left and right side bends, forward folds, back bends I should say. So we're going to lift up, and we're going to drop the plate down toward the floor. Maybe you can touch the floor, and we're extending the opposite arm toward the wall. And here you want to make sure that you're keeping your sit bones or your butt firmly in the chair. We're going to come up. We don't want to be hiking our hips up when we're doing this. So you don't have to bring your plate or whatever you're using all the way to the floor, just having that downward motion and that side bend. We're going to come back up. Let's do one more on each side. So bringing the plate down, stretching, keeping the sit bones in the chair, and coming up. And come back over, dropping down. Good. Coming back to center. Let's start with coming behind the back. So this is where, if you're forward in the chair, you're going to bring the plate in between your back and the back of the chair. If you're seated further back in the chair, you're going to bring the plate around the back of the chair with you. And change direction. So we have a little bit of forward folding here. A little bit of core work, engaging the core to help bring us up. Okay, and now we're going to bring the plate around the legs. So a little further of a forward fold. If you started in the opposite direction, that's fine. Just keep going that way, and when we change direction, you'll just be going in the opposite direction that I'm going when we change. Okay, so we're going to come to stillness. Now we're going to go the opposite way. Notice where you're feeling this. There's lots of movement in the body here. And you're engaging your thighs if you have a block or a blanket. So a lot more work than you might think is going on. Okay, we'll do one more. And now we're going to do the tricky, we're going behind the back and then around the legs. And if you get mixed up like I do frequently with this, if I start to think about it, just stop where you are, restart. It's okay, laugh at yourself. If you take my classes, you'll know I laugh at myself a lot. Why not? Okay, now we're going to change direction. Do this at your own speed. You can do it slower and really feel the movements. You can speed it up, get a little more cardio. I like to keep it slow, gentle, really feel what I'm doing. So one more. Okay, come to stillness again. Let's remove the block if you're using one. I'm going to sit back a little. And start engaging the legs a little bit. So we're going to bring the knees up to the plate. If you find that you're bringing your plate down to meet your knees, just lower your plate a bit and then continue on. So we're going to hold the plate a little bit above the leg, and we're just going to tap it 3 times. 3. And then we're going to go to the other side. So you should have a good idea if your plate's at the right height. And then we're just going to go from side to side. Trying not to lower the plate. Okay, let's put that down. Let's extend our feet out. We're going to do some circles. We're going to point and flex. We're going to squeeze the toes. We're going to do the same with the hands. We're going to roll the wrists around, shoulders, and let's stomp everything out. Okay, forward folds. We're going to do some forward folds, and we're using our hands to bring us up. We're not using the core muscles. So planting the hands on the knees, we're going to open the knees just a little, and we're going to kind of let gravity bring the body forward, and we're going to fold just a little bit. We're not rounding the back. We're keeping the back as level as we can as we're coming forward. Okay, so coming forward, and then just using the hands, the muscles in the arms to bring ourselves up. We're using our triceps here. So again, folding forward, and then pushing into the hands, nice and slow, really letting the muscles work themselves. We're coming back forward, again, letting gravity do its thing. We're going to fold a little deeper this time, pushing back up slowly. And one more time. Coming forward. Holding here, softening the navel area, not using those muscles, but using our arms, pushing slowly, slowly. You should feel it. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of a power walk. Just getting some blood flowing in the legs, arms. Maybe now's the time to get those butt cheeks off of the chair. If you can, just a little side to side. Okay, stop. Let's come onto the toes. Doing toe stretch. Then we're going to come, I move my feet forward. So coming onto the toes, and then we're going to rock back, and lifting the toes off the mat. So coming onto the heels. Pushing into the toes, and then lifting the toes. Pushing into the toes, lifting the toes. We'll do one more. Pushing in, extending out, squeeze the toes again. Okay, release back. We're going to do eagle pose, which is we're compressing our lymph system, our lymph glands in our armpits and in our groin, kind of squeezing out those toxins. So we're going to take our left leg, we're going to cross it over the right. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can keep just your feet crossed. So you can cross your legs here. You can intertwine your legs if your chair height allows. Okay, so twisting the legs around perhaps. And then there's three options for the arms to go into our full eagle pose. I'm actually going to keep my leg crossed. We're going to extend the left arm in front. And we're going to slide the right arm underneath. And then option one is just having your hands on your shoulders. So really pay attention to how your shoulders are feeling as you try the different options and land on the one that feels right for you. So it's either this, or you're bringing the backs of the hands together, the backs of the arms together, or perhaps you can wrap the hands together. Whichever option you do, wherever you land, you're going to raise your elbows up. Okay, so we're going to inhale, raising up. Exhale, we're coming into a bit of a fold. So just folding forward, and again, keeping your back level. We're not rounding. We're going to inhale, raise up. And exhale, we're folding forward again. Do one more inhale, coming up, really lifting the elbows as far as comfortable. And exhale, folding, and we're going to hold here. Next inhale, we're coming up. We're going to slide the arms apart. Fly the arms as we unravel, stomp it out. Gonna balance out. Yoga's about balance. So let's cross cross the opposite leg. So you have your right leg over your left. Again, each side is different. It might be a little tighter on this side. You could just cross your feet, cross your legs, intertwine your legs if you have the right height and the right flexibility. This time we're going to start with the right arm extended, and we're going to wrap the left underneath. So option 1, holding the shoulders. Option 2, backs of the arms meet. Option 3, wrapping the hands. Lifting the elbows. Inhaling deeply, and exhale, we're folding. Inhale, we're coming up, lifting the elbows. Exhale, folding. Just as we're doing this, we're really compressing inwards. Inhaling up, and exhale, fold and hold. We're going to come back to center. We're going to slide the arms apart. We're going to uncross the legs. Let's fly. Rolling out those shoulders as we do this. Really big. We're going to scoop all the way up. Joining hands overhead in Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. Bringing hands down the heart center. Bring hands to knees again. We're going to do just a couple more poses here. I'm going to do our seated pigeon or figure 4 seated. So you can sit forward or backward in your chair, whatever is comfortable for you. And we're going to bring the left ankle and cross it onto the right knee. Again, you can do this lower if this doesn't feel comfortable. And we're just going to keep our left palm on the knee just to help guide it there. We're not pushing into the knee. We're just kind of giving it somewhere, a little bit of weight to help it ground a bit. So we can stay here. This is perfectly fine. This might be enough of a stretch for your hips right here. Wherever you're feeling the stretch, we're all different. Just stay here. Maybe you're going to take your arms and just start to slide downward a bit. You don't have to go very far. And again, we're not rounding. We're coming back down with that level back, and then maybe rounding a little bit. And just as far as is comfortable for you. Not overstretching, not pushing yourself. You're not competing with anyone. You don't need to look a certain way. It's about how you feel. And finding softness. If this is feeling really tight, just like in the beginning, as you inhale, send your breath to that area of tightness. And as you exhale, see if you can find some more space in the softening. Inhale, we're going to start coming back up. We're going to bring that knee in toward the chest. We're going to extend our leg forward. And we're just going to kick up and down a few times. And then we're going to point and flex. And do some rolls of the ankle. And stretch out your toes. And then we're going to bring the leg down. We're going to move to the other side. So bringing right ankle over left knee. Letting yourself pause for a moment in this pose and noticing the difference on this side. Is this side easier or is it a little more challenging? Staying here, or perhaps incorporate a little bit of a forward fold here. So starting with that level back, then maybe rounding just a little lower. Notice if you're holding tightness anywhere. And it might not even be in your legs or your hips. It might be in your jaw. It could be in your temples, your cheeks, your eyebrows. See if you can soften any of that. chest. We're going to extend the leg out. We're going to point, or we're going to kick the leg up and bring it down before we do the point and flex. I'm doing one more. Now we're going to point and flex. Maybe do some circles. And stretch out the toes. Bringing it down. Stretch out the hands again. We're going to scooch back in the chair, feeling nice and supported. Do a little bit of a shavasana. So you can do this laying on the floor with your feet on the chair, or you can just sit back in the chair, grounding yourself again, knowing that you're supported, knowing that you always have the breath to help. It's an incredible tool. Make sure that we're breathing all the time. There's times in our day where we hold our breath. Try and notice when you're doing that. And just slow it all down. Let yourself feel the practice. Noticing the difference from beginning to end. And start to notice how you're feeling in your body, in the space around your body. You bring some little movements back by wiggling fingers, toes, and then starting to make any of those greater movements that you need to round out your practice. So perhaps some stretches, whatever you need. And then join me back, comfortable seated pose, to your back against the back of the chair. Let's inhale and sweep all the way up. Sweeping up all the gratitude for what we're able to do during this practice. We're going to hold the gratitude in the palm of our hands, bringing it down to the heart center, connecting the gratitude to the heart through the thumbs. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice, making this time for yourself. It is so important. Self-care should be part of every day. I wish you peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, peace in your heart. Namaste.